What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and President Joe Biden made a huge announcement yesterday. He did it. I'm going to be sharing with you all of the updates coming out right now. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update, and stimulus package update. Now, for those of you that follow me here on the channel, I've been keeping you up to date, letting you know we're going to be seeing a lot of this coming up, and this is the first of many stimulus provisions that are going to be on the way that are being reintroduced into Congress. And all you got to do is hop onto Google right now and type in Joe Biden. You're going to see top stories coming out of the breaking news that unfolded yesterday. As take a look at this, you guys. President Joe Biden said that he is considering canceling some student debt. Now, this was a provision that he had talked about when he ran for president. It was mentioned a lot last year during the American Rescue Plan Act, and now it's coming back. I've let you know. Midterm elections are this year, and in order to remind voters to keep Democrats in power in Congress, it's very likely all of these stimulus provisions are going to be coming back to the table one by one. Now, student loan forgiveness has hit the table. We've heard about gas stimulus checks, child tax credits, the Build Back Better, revised, coming back. All of these provisions, $10 billion in additional pandemic assistance for therapeutics and vaccines. A lot of this is likely going to be coming back to the forefront as we get closer to these elections. Now, take a look, though, you guys. As Biden considers student loan forgiveness, Senator Mitt Romney, Republican senator, asks what bribe is next, calling them out, saying, listen, why didn't you do all this stuff before? Why are you doing it right now before elections? Mitt Romney asks, what's going to be coming next? Are you going to be forgiving auto loans, credit card debt, and mortgages? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, that might be the case, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that are saying they need help throughout this time. But take a look, you guys. President Joe Biden says he's not considering $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. Jumping down, he said, I am not considering $50,000 in debt reduction, but I am in the process of taking a hard look at whether or not there will be an additional debt forgiveness. This just coming out yesterday. I'm going to be sharing with you the actual video footage of what he had to say, the reports coming out, and how we're hearing. As I shared with you, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer came out and called upon the president yesterday to do executive orders and executive actions to get things done. President Biden said he doesn't know if he has the legal authority to wipe out $50,000 in student loan debt forgiveness through executive order, but we're getting reports that he actually does. As a matter of fact, he might have the authority to wipe it all out. So why is it that he is backing away from executive orders and actions? This video footage we're going to be watching here in a second is going to be covering it. Let's take a look, you guys, why Biden is resisting the pressure to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt per borrower. So we're going to dive right in and get you caught up on the latest. This just coming out yesterday, big breaking news coming out about Joe Biden moving more stimulus provisions to help out Americans. So before we do, though, also wanted to mention, keep an eye out on the second channel, Steve Ram Finance. If you're interested in learning about growing wealth, personal finance, more content coming on that channel. The latest video on Elon Musk buying out Twitter, what it means for the stocks, what it means for investors, free speech, former President Donald Trump's Twitter account, all covered in that video and more on the way. So, though, let's also now get you caught up on what's happening with stimulus. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, if you appreciate the video updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on with Congress, stimulus legislation, everything happening in our nation with financial news and updates, don't forget to take a quick second, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Love to hear your thoughts on all this. Share this out if you think it could help out other people. And if this is your first time here and you'd like to stay up to date, totally free, why not? Come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to speed on everything. Just hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you're notified as updates come out. Pretty much do daily updates, sometimes on the weekends, sometimes time with the family. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. And let's start off with this video footage. This is going to be covering what the president had to say yesterday and whether or not he actually has the authority to wipe out all student loan debt. Let's go ahead and take a look.
But finally, this week, there is a small sign of progress on executive action. On Monday, Biden met with members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus and reportedly told them that he's not only going to extend the forbearance on federal student loans, he's also considering canceling debt by using his authority as president sooner rather than later. Here's what he said on Thursday morning.
I am considering dealing with some debt reduction. I am not considering $50,000 debt reduction, but I'm in the process of taking a hard look at whether or not there will be additional debt forgiveness, and I'll have an answer on that in the next couple weeks.
Republicans are already crying foul, saying it's a ploy by Democrats to pander for votes in November. Some senators have talked about introducing a bill to keep Biden from forgiving that debt. But Joe Biden made a promise to Americans, and many of them are asking, if our government can bail out Wall Street when they make bad bets, why can't it help working Americans facing economic insecurity just because they sought a better life? With me now, Astra Taylor. She is co-founder of the Debt Collective, which calls itself the country's first union for debtors. So, Astra, this is very interesting to me. You heard the president right there saying that he might be able to cancel $10,000 in debt, but not $50,000 in debt without congressional action. What's the difference there? Why is $10,000 the cap?
$10,000 is absolutely not the cap. $50,000 is not the cap. There's nothing holding back the president from canceling all federal student loans, which are the vast majority of student loans in this country. This authority comes from the Higher Education Act of 1965, and it's important to note that President Biden, during his career as senator, actually voted multiple times to reauthorize the Higher Education Act. In other words, he was part of those congressional bodies that granted the power he now possesses to cancel student debt. And it's also important to note that his administration has actually been using this very same authority to cancel the interest as part of these student loan payment pauses. So it's very strange to suddenly say, oh, hold on, I don't know if I have the legal authority to do something I'm doing. It's really a matter of political will. The president has been boxed in on this issue, and that's because of years and years of grassroots mobilization and pressure. But he absolutely has the power to pick up the pen and cancel not $10,000, not $50,000, but all federal student loans.
Well, let's dig into a little bit why he's not doing that. You say he's been boxed in. Explain to us why the president would not move forward on this thing. This is something that his base really wants. Why would they redact the entire memo from the Department of Education, which would give the rationale whether or not they felt like they had the authority or not, but we can't see that? What is the reason here?
Well, I have to say that memo was actually only released because the Debt Collective FOIA'd the memo. And I can only presume that it's redacted because it says what is obvious and what is factual, which is that the president does indeed have the authority to do this. I believe that his reluctance has to do with having a very outmoded conception of who student debtors are. I mean, the president was part of a generation that got to go to college for free or close to it and didn't have to take on massive amounts of debt and mortgage their future just for the chance of having a decent life. So he routinely invokes very outdated stereotypes, saying that, student debtors are all Ivy League graduates. That might be the case for the people in Washington that he works with, but that is not representative of student debtors writ large. I mean, 40% of borrowers don't have a college degree, which means they have the burden of debt without a diploma. Student debtors come from all walks of life, as you just stated in your opening. They're younger, they're older, they're Black, they're white, they're parents, they're grandparents, they're senior citizens. What student debtors are not is wealthy, because wealthy people do not have to take on debt to go to college, right? They can pay for it, or more typically their parents do.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, let's take a look at this article from CNN Politics that's going to be summarizing that says, President Joe Biden has a student loan debt forgiveness problem. Lawmakers within the party continue to put the issue front and center, urging President Joe Biden to cancel $50,000 for each of the 43 million federal student loan borrowers, something that he has shot down repeatedly, including yesterday on Thursday. Biden has already canceled more student loan debt than any other president by making it easier for students defrauded by for-profit colleges or those working with the public sector to receive forgiveness through existing relief programs. The president also recently extended the pandemic-related payment pause for a fourth time under his administration, moving the expiration date from May 1st to August 31st. But those moves have done little to ease the political pressure he's receiving from his own party. Now, on Wednesday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called on President Biden yet again to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt for all federal borrowers by using executive orders, executive actions. Borrowers don't just need their debts paused, they need them erased, Schumer said on the Senate floor. With the flick of a pen, President Biden could provide millions upon millions of student loan borrowers a new lease on life. The pressure is ramping up as the midterm elections are this year, and as recent polling show that President Biden's approval rating continues to drop with young Americans. And they're saying that if he canceled student loan debt, that it would help him tremendously in the polls. Now, as we heard from the video, take a look at this. Legal authority on this, though, is a little bit unclear. But what we heard from that video is, it is clear he can do this. But we will see, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. And also, what we're hearing is inflation right now is the key issue that voters currently have, and they'd like to see them resolved. Let me know, do you agree? Domestic economic agenda items are the main things that people are concerned with. High gas prices, high food prices, just trying to live day to day. And they're saying we need more direct assistance, gas stimulus checks, some sort of provisions to help out people directly. And they're saying that is actually one of the major issues that the Biden administration and Democrats might want to address in these midterm elections. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So you guys, that is the latest major breaking news coming out as President Joe Biden is now addressing what will probably be the first of many stimulus provisions as we get closer to these midterm elections. And I will keep you up to date as more information rolls out. As always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free, why not? All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed day. God bless. Take care. This is Steve.